Hello. Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome to my YouTube channel, Rebecca's Wild Side. If you are new here, welcome. You're probably not going to have much idea about what I'm about to talk about because I have been away for a little while. I think I posted my last video in March or maybe the beginning of April, but a lot has happened since then. As you can see from the title of this video, I am okay. I am alive and well-ish, but I just wanted to update you guys on where I've been and kind of what's been going on. So I got married in April, which was a very busy time for me. And soon after, I found out I was expecting. So I am going to have a baby. And in my head, you know, before I got pregnant, the plan was, oh my goodness, I'm gonna get so much knitting done. You know, me knitting, baby knitting. You know, I might be a bit tired during the first trimester, but you know, I'm gonna have plenty of time to knit. And from 5 weeks pregnant, I began suffering from something called HG, which is basically severe morning sickness. For me, it's not morning sickness, it was all day sickness. And yeah, it's just horrible. And my biggest trigger was knitting. So it's almost ironic. The smell of wool, the feel of wool, watching people on YouTube talk about knitting. I have not watched any YouTube knitting for over 20 weeks now. Until very, very recently, which I'm going to get into, because it just made me sick. And I did actually post on Reddit because I was feeling very sorry for myself when I was not very well at all. And it turns out I'm not the only one. It's not as uncommon as you may think. And a lot of people think it's to do with the motion of knitting. Obviously, I think mine was a bit of everything, and it's definitely transitioned to become a psychological thing. But yeah, even people who haven't been pregnant or didn't suffer with it during pregnancy, sometimes people who are suffering from nausea due to like chemotherapy and things, that therefore meant that knitting triggered their nausea and they could not knit. So all sorts of weird stuff that I learnt about. But I am now over halfway in my pregnancy, and I was really hoping that things would get better going into my second trimester at about 14, 15, 16 weeks, and they did not. I was medicated from very early on in my pregnancy because the sickness was posing more of a risk to me. Like, it would have been more of a risk for me not to take the medication because I was becoming dehydrated, and yeah, it was a whole ordeal. But I am obviously so grateful that I am in this position and I am able to carry a child and carry my own child. But yeah, it's been a journey. Saying that, I am not cured. I am still suffering from quite a lot of sickness. But last week I picked up my knitting needles and I said I'm gonna power through. I thought by this point, I think it had become so psychological that I couldn't knit. that I just thought I had to get over it, and I made sure I was taking all my medication, so I was prepared, and I started to knit a little bit, and I've been okay. Even, you know, sat here now talking about it does make me feel sick. Oh, it's so silly in a way, but anyway, that is where I have been. I didn't mean to leave you guys. I didn't plan to leave you guys. This was never the plan. My plan was to keep going, and I just couldn't do it. So everything's been on hold, which has caused some more issues in the fact that I've got one piece, and due to my poor planning, I've got one whip which I removed the needles from, and I can no longer remember what needle size I was using for that. So that's going to be fun to figure that one out, because I was really enjoying that. I think that might be the Azetta, an Azetta pullover. Last time I saw you, I was fighting to finish the Braemar sweater by Coco Amore Knitwear. It's not finished, but it's not on hold. I am working on it. The only issue with this whip, and it's not that like I love working on it, but it grows so slowly. It's so not a motivating piece. I'm not motivated to work on it at all, but I do work on it. It's not like it's in a corner not getting worked on. I really don't think there's much difference since from when you last saw it. It is beautiful, and it has 2 sleeves now, so it does have 2 sleeves. But yeah, I am just working on the bottom, and I did go on a little trip to Copenhagen for a family thing at the beginning of June. I don't know how I managed it. I was incredibly unwell, but I did make it over there, and I did get one day where I managed to pop into a yarn store for like an hour, because that was all I could handle with the smell and like the feel of the yarns. But I will do a whole video actually. I'm not going to include, I was going to include it in this video, but I'm not. I'm going to do one next week, and I'm going to show you everything I picked up in Copenhagen, because there are some really cute yarns there. There's a few things I picked up which I plan to make for myself, and there's some really cute things for baby. And yeah, but I got more of these yarns, which is the Knitting for Olive Merino and Knitting for Olive Soft Silk Mohair in the colours Dusty Dove Blue and Whale Blue. So I got plenty more of that, because I was worried about running out and not being able to make it exactly how I wanted it. So I've got everything I need now to just keep working on that. It's going to be a fun project. It's going to be a little bit slow, but it's going to get done. And then the only other thing I'm going to update you on is a little baby knit. I can't pronounce this. This is the Sorgenfri Fold Over Jacket Mini by, I think it's by Indie Blomst. But I'm sure I saw a name. I think it was a name on Ravelry, so I'll put all the information here. And it's a very, very sweet, gosh, I've got a fair bit done. I finished the yoke and I'm working on the body now. It's a little jacket, a really cute little jacket. I do know what I am having, and so do most of my friends and family, and I'm sure you'll work it out from some of the colours you'll see over the next few months, and I'm sure I'll tell you. But right now, this is a neutral piece, but yeah, so sweet. Oh, it's really hard to hold because the buttons go down the side, which I thought was a really cute little piece. And it's got this really beautiful ribbed stitch and garter stitch, so it's really nice to knit up, really straightforward, wasn't too mentally taxing. And yeah, this is knit in Filcolana Pernilla. This was a yarn I did pick up in Copenhagen. It's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. It's 175 meters per 50 grams. The pattern is for a DK weight yarn, knit on 3.5mm needles. I am knitting it on 3.5mm needles. This is more of a sport weight yarn. I also am not knitting a newborn size. I'm knitting a 3 to 6 month size because I panicked. I didn't know if the newborn was going to be too small, all these fun things. But it's going really, really well, and this is a really lovely yarn. This colour it's just got a number, 978, but it's this, the sun's just come out. It's this really, like, cute, it's a greige, grey beige, yeah. And really loving the yarn. I only bought 100 grams. And I think that'll be more than enough because I've done the yoke and I've just got sleeves and body to do, and I've got another ball. So that is the start of my baby knits and my exciting news. I'm not going to make any promises that there's going to be a video twice a month, once a month, just because I don't know how I'm going to feel. Everybody keeps telling me it'll get better. And it is mildly getting better. So I am never complaining. I am just expressing, you know, the slight frustration in not being able to knit, and there's been plenty of other stuff on my mind that I've been able to focus on and get ready, planning. So it hasn't been too bad now that I'm out of bed. So yeah, that's my exciting news. This is going to be a really short video. There's not too much else to say, but that is a little explanation as to why I ditched you guys and why I haven't been seen. I will also say, as I haven't been able to look on knitting Instagram. I've scrolled through it very briefly, but I haven't seen much at all. I haven't been watching all my favourite people on YouTube. So I have no idea what is trending. I have no idea what people are making. Obviously, summer knits. We've only just really began having some summer weather in the UK. Honestly, probably just in August now. June and July were pretty horrible. And it'll probably get pretty cold again soon. So I haven't made any summer knits this year, and I won't make any because it seems like a waste of time. I've got plenty of other things to work on and I'm not inspired. Although I might have been, if it wasn't for the motion of the knitting making me not feel so well, I probably would have been able to work with a cotton yarn or you know, not a wool-based yarn. But I'm getting through it, and hopefully next time you see me I'll have a baby piece to show you. It will be my first baby knit. I have knit plenty of baby things for my dear friends and family, but yes, that is my first. So yeah, exciting new chapter. I do, you know, I'm not saying no more YouTube, because no more YouTube for me would mean no more knitting, and I definitely plan to continue knitting. So yeah, thanks all for coming back. If you've come back, if you're new here, welcome to my exciting journey, and hopefully I will see you all soon. Bye guys.